Nessa girl, now I know I'm calling you late today again because I woke up today and I was just in deep thought. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I watched the Love and Hip Hop New York reunion last night, as a matter of fact. I actually watched it before the Miami reunion. But for whatever reason, I thought I was gonna wake up this morning and want to talk to y'all about it, and I don't. Not right now, maybe later on today, maybe tomorrow. But this one has been on my mind a lot. There's something on my mind, and I think I want to talk about it. And it is there any truth to the stereotype of certain cultures smelling like certain things? You know what I'm saying? And I asked this question because last week I did a video about VH1 Beauty Bar and about Dominicans and black people and people from the islands versus American black people. And somebody dropped down in the comments and they said something that made me chuckle and was very thought-provoking. A Haitian young lady got in the comments and she said, you know, a lot of Haitian people now, for whatever reason, don't like to mess with a lot of American blacks because American blacks taunted and teased them when they were coming up and said they eat cat and smell stank. And here's where things are about to get a little ignorant. Immediately upon reading her comment, I got this sinister grin on my face, and I was like, "'Cause y'all do." And then I laughed to myself and I was like, all right, Q, cut that out. It's not nice. And let's explore why that was your gut response. And while you're sitting up here being politically correct, that you low-key feel that way. You know, and y'all, I'm not afraid to sit here and discuss when I have a viewpoint that's rooted in ignorance. You know what I'm saying? I will say this. Again, growing up in Miami, Florida, which is like a melting pot of a lot of cultures, when I was in elementary school and high school and the Haitian kids that were like one generation removed, or they were the first generation Americans. Not only did they look different, they did smell different, okay? Now, as a young, immature kid, we called it stank, okay? As an adult, I'm willing to bet now that a lot of it just had to do with the aroma was foreign to me. I mean, these people may have cooked with different spices. You know, they may wash and use different products that are, indigenous to where they come from. I'm sure there is a plethora of reasons that make sense as to why they smelled different than what me and like the other classmates were used to. But let me get off of Haitian people for a second and let's just talk about all cultures. I'm gonna tell you something. In the black culture in particular, we got this thing about saying white people smell like wet dogs. You know what I'm saying? When y'all get wet, y'all smell like wet dogs. And white people, I mean, I'm not here to be like all of y'all smell like wet dogs when y'all get wet. But the ones I went to summer camp with growing up, they did smell like wet dogs. And I guess wet dog is mean because that's like derogatory. But I will say this. The white kids did smell different when they got wet. And I feel guilty for sitting here on this camera perpetuating, I guess, negative stereotypes. I do. And I'm man enough and mature enough to be like, come on, Q, you better than that. But I am not going to negate my experience. And again, I'm taking it back to my most innocent self. I remember being in summer camp and we would be outside playing. And don't get me wrong, all the kids was stank. The black ones, the white ones, the Haitian ones, the Spanish ones. But based on culture, each child smelled like something different. And I'm sorry, it's my personal experience, but the white ones smelled the worst. They did. Now, again, and I mean that. I'm not going to backpedal on that. The shit was stank. What I'm going to do, though, is be mature enough to say I'm not going to write the odor off to them being white. As an adult now, I think maybe that the white boys smelled different because they use different products. Like, to the white boys' credit, they are now smelling like cologne, deodorant, hair gel, whatever else they put in their damn head and on their body. And maybe when all that shit mixed together, you know, it was an unfamiliar smell to an African American. And I would be curious to know what the white people and the other kids thought that us black kids smelled. Because I'm going to tell you something now. Of all the kids that smelled the most like vinegar, it was the black kids. Like, ooh, black kids know they can get musty as hell, okay? You know, we did. I haven't heard many stereotypes on what it is black people smell like. Have y'all? If so, please drop down in the comments and let me know. And y'all, this is a safe space. I'm not trying to create no racial division, but let's just have the conversation. Like, I'm gonna rank the smells. For me, and again, I am going back to my 6th grade child self. The white kids smelled like wet dog and sweat. The Haitian kids was just stank. Like, just the aroma was whatever. The Spanish kids wasn't much better, and the black ones was musty as fuck. Like, it was this tangy, vinaigrette, onion-like smell. And y'all, I know this ain't got no rhyme or reason, and I low-key feel guilty for sitting up here talking about it, but I don't know if the black kids, I was used to the musty because I was just familiar with, I don't know. For whatever reason, that didn't come off as stank to me as the white kids. And yeah, the white kids and the Haitian kids did smell bad. So, okay, let me get off of just the pushing this whole narrative about them smelling. We ain't finna negate the fact that I smelled what the fuck I smelled, because I did. But let's spend some time exploring possible causes why. Now, I'm smart enough to know that, number one, what I'm describing as bad might be neutral to somebody else who's familiar with the smell. So, number one, unfamiliarity might be one of the key factors into why I feel this way. Number two, cultural practices. Now, I will say this, and I don't give a fuck who get offended, bitch. When I was working in accounting and when I was in college, I used to drive the safe bus. Whenever I was around the Indian people, it was just a horrible experience. So much so that one of the black girls at the job had went down to the HR office and filed a complaint against the Indian people because apparently, and again, I don't know this to be fact and pardon my ignorance, but they don't wear deodorant, or like it's certain ones as part of their culture that they don't wear deodorant. Bitch, they used to have that IT department smelling like motherfucking ass and curry powder, and that's just true tea. And if I offended you, fuck you, bitch. Put on some deodorant. Like, it was just bad. Or when I was in college and I used to drive the drunk bus at Florida State, we had an area called Alumni Village where a lot of the foreign exchange students used to stay. And I would go pick up the Indian kids from the engineering building, have to drive them home. The whole bus would be stank. And I'd just be sitting like, bitch, I know you gotta smell this. You have to. But then again, I guess we all we're nose blind to our own sense. I don't know. Like, for them, that must be some sweet aroma of success. And for us, it was like, bitch, you need the bays. So y'all, where do these stereotypes about different cultures smelling like different things come from? Is there any truth to them? And if so, why do you think there's any truth to them? I want to know from people who are not black, what do y'all think black people smell like, or what's the like going phrase? You know, if they said cornbread and fried chicken, I wouldn't be mad. At any rate, but jump down in the comments and let's talk about what's going on. And making this video actually did make me feel better. Maybe I can pull the strength together to do some love and hip hop. We'll see. Anyway, Nessa girl, get you some deodorant to sprinkle you a little powder so you can smell fresh. And I'll call you later, girl. Bye.